Start again. Sorry.
Hi, this is Charlotte. I'm here this afternoon with Clover, and Clover is here for a little bit of help with leadership. Leadership and relaxation are linked, and Clover presents as a very high leadership mare. And I expect that when Clover was a little baby, she was probably the bossiest girl in her age group, in her group. And what that ends up doing for the girls, usually, I'd like your head straight, is they will often get a trainer that's pretty hard on them as a two, and they end up getting little screws tightened to them, and maybe they do well. But then later on, when they get a really nice mom, like Clover's got, all of a sudden some of that bossy starts coming up, and the horse starts taking an inch and taking an inch. And Clover's mom is lovely. She's a lifetime horse person. When she got Clover, she was able to go, Clover was very thin, but she was able to ride her, she was able to touch her, she was able to handle her feet. And over the time that Clover got stronger and fatter, Clover decided she wasn't gonna get touched by hands, and she wasn't gonna let anybody touch her feet. Recently, before Clover came, I guess her feet had gotten really long, and her owner had the vet come and they sedated her to trim her feet, which I was glad that at least nobody came over and was fighting with her. And so Clover's feet are not in bad shape now, but Clover still is a little defensive about the feet. So my friend Robin is here, she's taking the video. We were out here the other evening and I was talking about it and I said, we've got this board. Why don't we make up something to work on handling Clover's feet, getting control, calling the shots about the feet without having to bend over and pick them up every time. So this little exercise, we're calling the Hokey Pokey because we're doing, can you put your left front foot on the board? So I'm gonna see if I can inspire Clover to put her left front foot on the board. Her heel is on there. I'm gonna take that. There, she took it off. So I'm gonna say, Clover, I want your left foot perfect. Bingo! So now I'm gonna have her just stand here and I'm gonna wait until she licks her lips. There, she took her foot off. Clover, I want your left front foot on the board. Clover, I'd like your left front foot on the board. Clover, I'd like your left front foot on the board. Perfect. Good girl. Good girl, I'd like your left front foot on the board. Clover, I'd like your left front foot on the board. So you can see how, perfect, good girl, bingo. You can see how this makes a difference to Clover. Clover wants to call the shots, and it's such a good deal to have a real small exercise like this. Good girl. I want you to touch your left front foot to the board. Perfect. I want you to touch your left front foot to the board. I want you to touch your left front foot to the board. And this is going to be a great example. I want you to touch your left front foot to the board. To demonstrate how subtle these leadership games are. So Clover and I are having a little leadership deal. That's right, left front foot on the board. I would much rather have this discussion over this board. Good girl, bingo. That's it. I'd rather have this discussion over putting your foot on the board rather than me being down there and having her yank her leg and potentially hit me in the head or hit me in the knee. I also don't want to make her sore in her shoulders or in her joints. So this is just a subtle way and really a polite way. There, it's the lip licking. Yay, good job, Clover. Her head went down. So this is being a little more, I'll let you drive. Thank you, Clover. So I'm gonna move her off of the board with this foot. Back up, perfect. And I'm gonna move the board around. And now I want her to put her left back foot on the board. Now her left feet are her more difficult feet to pick up. Perfect, good girl. Good girl, bingo. Ah, nice breath. So if this was really, really hard, if we weren't getting anywhere, I could start with the easier feet, with the right ones. And when I go to pick them up, I will start with the easier ones. Ultimately, I want her to be successful, and I want me to be successful. We need to have a win-win right here. Good girl. Good girl. This Hokey Pokey exercise is mostly, it's heavy on the leadership, and leadership and relaxation are linked. So this is helping us with our endorphins. But it's also building connection. I've got to be able to connect to the part of her body I want to move. I need to be able to connect to that part and direct it onto the board. All right, you licked your lips after you got your foot off. Move your feet over a little. Well, that was really nice with your right back foot. I love that. Good girl. So I'm just going to keep perfect. No. And I do my best not to pull, because the more you pull, the more it puts brace in the shoulders. And all the people that tell me, oh, she's not avoiding that on purpose. Good, bingo. Try again. Good, bingo. Good, good. I would beg to differ. So yesterday, we were having a big discussion with Clover. She was wanting to put her her face up and bump me with her head, like this. And I was saying, no, I own the space right here. So that inspired this exercise, like, these little teeny things make a huge difference to the horses. For high leadership horses, dignity is very important. Stop. I don't want your head in that close to me. Thank you. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. There, licking her lips. That's awesome. So she's trying to, there's just this little push-pull, 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 like in the back seat of the car. All right, now I want to do the right front. Right front. And I think it's so interesting that they start offering, a lot of the time these high leadership horses will offer something that's close to, but not exactly what you want. Bingo, good job. And I think they do that in life. They give us 60% or 70%. I want to teach her that she wants to find the answer to the puzzle. That us being on the same team really feels great, and she can actually relax and not have to worry about driving. Good job. I see she's starting to twitch and release in her wither up there. It probably doesn't show on the camera there. It's releasing a bunch on this right shoulder up by the wither. That's a huge spot that they hold tight when they are driving. Yeah, it's really releasing. She's like, oh, that feels really strange. So that's another good part of doing this when we're not on them and I'm not touching her. Because if she's sort of shut down in those withers, which I kind of think she is, them coming back alive is probably going to be tingly. It may even be sharp, pingy to her. And I don't want her to associate me sitting on her, me touching her with that uncomfortable sensation. Oh, good. There she's licking her lips. Beautiful. So now I'm going to do right hind foot. Oh, one step. So I think we're getting much more on the same team here. This is awesome. And I haven't been hard on her. She still has her dignity. And again, this is the second time she's done this. So we haven't been an ounce harder on her than this either time. I want her to learn that doing the right thing doesn't have to be hard. She loves to put that head to the right and take that space. Good girl. So when she keeps putting her head over here to take the space, I'm not going to be doing something directed at her head. And I'll just keep talking because we're waiting for her to lick her lips. I'm just going to do something to own the space. Like I'm going to swish this rope right here. And that's okay. You didn't do it. You tried to answer my question, and I love that. Can you put your right foot back on there? You know, some days I would like your right foot. So she's like, I will put my right foot on the board, but I'm also going to put my nose to the right. So you'll see I'm kind of swishing and owning the space right here. It's not, the swishing isn't directed at her, so it doesn't feel predatory. If I do something that feels predatory, it's going to elicit emotion in her. Good job. All right, we're getting some blinking, so we should start to have a little licking here in 2 seconds. Head's dropping down, so I feel the endorphins hitting us. Nostril flare, that's nervous system reset. Head to the ground, adrenaline goes out. Endorphins start rolling in. We're just gonna wait for that to come through. She's gonna check with that, turning her head to the right. So it's just so interesting, the things that are important to the horse. I still own this space over here, thank you. Nice job, so there's more blinking. So our horses are always doing these high leadership ones. They'll be constantly putting their little toe over here, their little toe over here, maybe pushing over here, maybe leaning over there, maybe like, oh, what's over here now? What's over here now? They're gonna be setting up leadership games to see how much we're paying attention. This horse is really aware, and she doesn't want to give the driving over to somebody that's not paying attention, not aware. Good job. But if I do things that are too harsh, she'll start fighting me rather than trying to relax and figure out what the answer is. Good girl. So she's thinking about, what do I do with that foot? I still want that foot on there. Perfect. Perfect. And I still own this spot to the right of your head. She's hilarious. Nice job, sweetie. You can look as much on that side as you want. Ah, there's our sigh. There's the little tail swish. Nostrils going. This is really good. This is the horse kind of deciding, making a different decision, sort of a little better decision. I'm not going to push on her quite so much. Head dropping down. This is great. We're still going to wait for that. Those lips to lick. And she moved the foot, but it's still on there. Good girl. Good girl. And she's going to try to eke over there. There, we're licking our lips. So, yay! I win and she wins. We both win. If the winning means she loses, that's no good. If her winning means I lose, that's no good. We both have to win at the same time. So this is awesome. So we could quit now if we wanted to, or I can go to handling her feet. I want to go and just walk around, pick up the feet. If things are going well, then I'm going to clean the feet out. So I've got a hoof pick. If it seems like the line in the sand here is just holding the foot, I'll quit with that. I've got to feel for what the horse is right now. So I'm going to pet her a little bit, run my hand down her side. Like I said, she wasn't allowing human touch. So this is really good on the touch department. All right, I'm gonna put my hand here. I would love for you to pick up the right front foot, my darling. That will be awesome in a minute, the left one. Can I have the right one? Oh my gosh, how soft and nice was that? So I'm gonna try cleaning it out. Good, and then I'm gonna set her foot down instead of dropping it. That was awesome. Now I'm going to be, hey, can I have your back foot? Holy moly, that was the best she's done. And I think I'm gonna clean it out and then set it down. That was so great. That was the best she's done. Every time we've gone to handle those back feet, she's been kicking. She didn't offer to kick at all there. So I think we made the right call to do the board before we did the feet. So now I'm gonna be careful here. I'm gonna rub my hand down her. Oh, you're a good girl. And then I'm gonna hold my hand out here and let her solve it. Can I have that foot, please? Thank you. I'm not being bossy. Now I'm gonna let this foot go softly. That was so great. I'm actually gonna scratch her a little because that was so much better. So much better. So much better. We've got one more foot here. I'm gonna rub my hand here. I'm gonna hold my hand up. Wow, so much better. So I give her a chance, then I'm gonna set it down. I know she's sensitive about especially that back foot. So I'm gonna hold my hand out so it doesn't feel so bossy and give her a chance to really do something extra good, and she did. Hey, sweetheart. Now, I think I'm actually gonna give her a treat for this. That was so much an improvement. To me, the horse deserves a reward for that. So, I all the time say I don't wanna use rewards to, give them treat. I don't want horses to become cookie monsters. But when they do something that much better than yesterday, we're gonna give them 1 or 2 food rewards. Because I want her to see how much better it is to be a partner, how much nicer it feels. Isn't this great with me touching you? Isn't this great? You're so awesome, Clover. So I hope that helps you. I know Clover's sure improving, and I appreciate having somebody here to video this so we can send it to her mom. You're a good girl.